the Romanian women's team has set the weightlifting world on fire recently. From passionate wins,
and you know she's got room for more.
She had more in the tank for sure.
To pulling off the biggest comeback of the year.
Not more than a minute ago, she was unconscious on the platform.
And Andreea Cotruta has just put 110 kilos overhead.
All the way to the world-famous Loredana Toma tugging on her heartstrings as she broke down on the podium. And they've done all of this in a relatively short period of time. So how have they generated so much excitement, so much anticipation, so many views and follows for the sport of weightlifting? Well, it's the emotion, the personality, the struggle. Ultimately, the journeys that Mihaela, Andreea and Loredana have allowed us to be privy to. We've seen them set up their goals, we've seen them fall short, but then we've seen them come back, better, faster, stronger, more determined, and crush their goals. This video is sponsored by the World Championships 2023 and the official coverage of the entire event by Weightlifting House. More information later in the video or below in the description. It's stories that help provide the connection between great moments in sport with a captivated audience. Without the story, it's just a made lift, but with the story comes an emotion-rich moment. Like in the case of Andreea Cotruta, who we'll get to shortly, her battle with her inner demons to come back and make a lift, having just fainted a minute earlier, is truly inspiring because we know about that inner battle. Mihaela Cambei, Andreea Cotruta and Loredana Toma turned up to the European Championships this year with a clean sweep in mind. Of course, a two-time world champion and world record holder at the time, Loredana Toma, was the huge crowd favourite and about as popular a weightlifter as we've ever seen in this sport. But Mihaela Cambei and Andreea Cotruta, well, they'd never won a senior European Championships title before. All three of these athletes have truly exciting stories from this last year. They've built a lot of tension up over the last two competitions, the World Championships in 2022 and the European Championships in 2023. We get to relieve that tension in Saudi Arabia this September at the World Championships, when the three of them take to the competition platform once more, though which way their stories will turn, we don't yet know. Mihaela Cambei's rise to weightlifting fame has been one of the most impressive over the last year. Her passion, fight, speed and power have led to her growth in popularity. After a silver medal snatch at the World Championships, she had a poor performance in the clean and jerk, dropping her down from second to fourth in the total. Much like with Andreea Cotruta, this European Championships was her time to prove that she could stand atop the podium. In training, she looked very powerful, very sharp. A certain confidence exuded from her lifts. There was nothing timid or unsure about this training session. The fact that it was just 2 days out from competition, a relatively light training day for her, and she was snatching up to 75 kilos and clean and jerking 95 kilos as a 49, a total enough to beat over half of the other A-session lifters' actual results, was just staggering. In the snatch, Mihaela really stands out as one of the best in the world. Her 92 kilo European record 2 days after this session is extremely elite. It's 2 kilos over the silver medal snatch from Worlds, and also only a kilo under the winning snatch from Zhang Huihua, the number one ranked weightlifter in the world in that category. By the time competition came around, Mihaela wiped the floor with Europe, 15 kilos ahead of runner-up Giulia Imperio, clearly announcing herself as not just the best 49 in the continent, but also someone who's going to push for the best in the world.
Just such a strong performance from Mihaela Cambei. I don't see her not being the European champion for a long time now. I think it's going to take a while before anyone gets close to that.
Mihaela, Andreea and Loredana are three incredible athletes we get to see battle it out in Saudi Arabia at the World Championships, September 4th to 17th. And you can watch them compete live and on demand in HD at tv.weightliftinghouse.com. Pay-per-view tickets are available at an early bird price right now for a limited time, and we've now extended the countries we're covering to those on screen. I'll be providing commentary along with my guy Max Ater, and between us and the rest of Team Weightlifting House, we will be bringing you the most exciting competition of the year in as much detail as you've ever seen it. Loredana looks to reclaim her world record and go for the World Championships repeat. Mihaela looks to disrupt the stronghold over the podium spots that Asia currently holds. And Andreea, well, she's moving up to the Olympic category, trying to get into the top 10 to secure her place in Paris. So do yourself a favour, get an early bird ticket right now at the link below. Andreea Cotruta has what she's described as a problem with her temper, getting angry at herself when she competes, frustrated by missed lifts, and ultimately a version of self-sabotage, which has limited her performance internationally. But with that knowledge, she's been able to work on her inner dialogue, taking her from someone who previously broke down on the competition platform in a way that likely hindered her performance, to someone who gave us the most impressive comeback of the entire European Championships. When we saw her here at the European Champs in 2023, we noticed her belt had various bits of writing on it. To always be happy, to stay positive, etc. A constant reminder to keep her cool. And it paid off. After missing her second attempt snatch, unlike her response to the same issue at the World Championships, Andreea focused, making the lift for the gold medal. But more spectacularly, in the clean and jerk, she created one of the most memorable moments of the year. A moment that received over 2.5 million views on our YouTube channel and millions more on our other platforms.
112 is her best, so this is still somewhat familiar territory for Andreea. That's a tough clean.
Oh, she's passing out.
Oh.
After passing out on her second attempt, she returned to the platform within a minute, winning the competition and celebrating in true style. Fourth at Worlds, first at Europeans.
This will be one of the most unbelievable things we've seen. To go from being unconscious to potentially having the winning lift overhead.
Yeah.
This for the lead.
Not more than a minute ago, she was unconscious on the platform.
That's a better clean.
Yep.
And Andreea Cotruta has just put 110 kilos overhead with a great celebration.
Fantastic.
But the issue with Mihaela and Andreea, and of course Loredana, who we'll get to next, is their relatively lower clean and jerk numbers. Amazing snatches, at worst the best in Europe, at best world record holder. But in the clean and jerk they tend to lag slightly behind their Asian or Pan American competitors. Loredana Toma was probably looked at this competition as the most likely winner, perhaps more so than Carlos over Karapetian, or even Lasha over Lalian. But in reality, the victory came down to the wire. The two-time world champion had already won 4 European Championships titles, back to back to back from 2017 to 2021, and was looking here for number 5. What we didn't realise at the time was the amount of intra-sport politics that she was dealing with in her personal life. With her long-time coach essentially unable to coach her at this competition, Loredana's training hadn't been going as smoothly as we'd perhaps all thought. Her relationship with her coach goes a long way back, taking silver at the European Youth Championships with him as far back as 2009. To continue on along the international pathway without him was something she wasn't sure about doing.
The world champion looking under a lot of pressure. Not her best day.
She's very powerful.
It's a even better clean.
Just as strong.
And that's got to be the one that holds.
Yep, she's got it.
And so, having scraped the gold medal on her final attempt, Loredana made an act of protest, placing her lifting accessories on the platform, leaving them there. A nod to the removal of shoes that is used often as a sign of retirement.
Leaves her equipment on the platform there.
Yeah,
Which is not sure what that means.
You know, historically, leaving your shoes on the platform is a sign of retiring.
She was letting the weightlifting world, and more importantly her federation, know that she wasn't messing around. She can retire, their #1 weightlifter, and that in fact she holds a lot of power. On the podium, it all came out as Loredana broke down.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we kindly invite you to rise, if able, in order to pay homage.
Fortunately for us, Loredana has decided to continue competing, and we'll see her in Saudi Arabia next month. An interesting stat about Loredana Toma is that at the senior international level, if she has ever won the snatch portion of a competition, she has also won the total too. But she's never won a competition in which she hasn't also won the snatch. I know that because I was looking through the media pack that provides me and Max Aita with all of the stats that we use to commentate at the World Championships, and you can get that whole several hundred page pack as an add-on at checkout. Mihaela Cambei, Andreea Cotruta and Loredana Toma all compete at the World Championships September 4th to 17th at tv.weightliftinghouse.com. Get your tickets now.